Hello my dear friends, today I offer you to paint this winter landscape. For this motif I'm going to use 100% cotton paper, 300 gram cold pressed. Followed by a calligraphic brush, flat brush as an option if wanted, liner, and some soft bristle imitation hair. Coarse salt crystals, moderately grinded salt, and 3 colors of our choice, including natural gray, burnt sienna, and indigo. You may take a screenshot to see more details. Let's start. Let's take a calligraphy brush and make a wet surface. On a wet brush, put a little bit of burnt sienna and distribute it on the paper surface. Now I mix burnt sienna with indigo and go a bit lower, which is already on top of the paper. Add a little bit more sienna for more intensity, but not too much. We come closer now to horizon, including background trees and forest. Added water helps to distribute the color in a playful way on the surface to our advantage. If one drop of color ends up to wrong way, or an area of the picture with another color where it shouldn't be, you can take a clean brush and try to slightly wipe it off as long as the surface is still moistured. Then I take a little amount of natural gray and burnt sienna and play a little with it. Maybe the color appears quite strong for your taste, but it will settle on the spot by time and dry. Now we dry it actively. As you can see, the colors loses its flashiness as wished. Let's switch to the brush with imitation hair. Let's take indigo. With good amount of pigment on the brush, we create a form resembling a group of trees in middle distance. Add a little bit of burnt sienna here and there, and with the next step I will add more dark tone of tree shapes. When the paper is wet, but not too much, it is the right time to add salt. I start with moderately grinded salt, trying to distribute some pattern on the area where I want to, and a little bit of coarser salt crystals on top. In my case, the paper is still moistured. I add a little bit of details for more readable volume with indigo and burnt sienna around trees. Some touches of brush in background here and another tree line there. And directly in the middle I move down with added and natural gray, burnt sienna and indigo to create a shadow. It also helps to unite the tree and shadow by perspective. Now let's dry it completely. Add slight amount of natural gray. I paint trees in the background. On the left side a little as well as on the right side. Use an almost dry brush with indigo on it. Paint some random single trees. I decided to add some sprayed water in order to soften the strokes. Repeat the process as you prefer. I create deepness of pigment on the lower part of the trees. And by inclining the picture toward us, I spray the surface under the tree line and move it a bit around to let the water flow around. By that, I support to spread the color further down. Some leaf remains of autumn I accentuate with indigo and burnt sienna. A little bit more salt on the lower part, which I personally chose at this very moment. The accents leave the impression of deepness of snow holes, as well as close to surface object of simple shadows. Furthermore, I continue with railings. I mix that color with all three colors, ending up in a blackish tone. We continue with shadow from the lower end of railings with natural gray. Now some details like bushes, birds in the sky, which is my favorite part, and we will finish this wonderful motif with my initials. By the time the picture completely dries up, it's time to remove the salt crystal remains. Last stroke followed for some detailing, and we will finally take the tape off. Now it's time to enjoy the result. Please write me a comment if and what you like about our result. See you next time.